Is online arbitrage on Amazon FBA dead in 2026? Because if you scroll YouTube or any social media for that matter, you'll see two very different sides of the coin and two very different stories. Some people are saying margins are gone, competition is brutal, and Amazon fees completely killed it. While others are still quietly sending inventory into FBA every single week and making consistent profits. So what's actually happening here? Did online arbitrage stop working? Does it fail if you keep trying it these days? Is there no profit to be had? Or did the easy version of it just disappear? So in this video, I'm going to break down what changed with online arbitrage here currently in 2026, what's not working anymore, and how I would start and scale an online arbitrage FBA business today if I was starting over and building one from scratch. Online arbitrage with Amazon FBA is obviously not what it used to be, okay? Let's get that out of the way. There was a time where you could find underpriced products on retail websites, check Keepa very quickly, ship them all into FBA, and expect relatively profitable returns and predictable profits. Competition existed, but there was way more inefficiencies in the market, and it was really easy to see those discrepancies in prices regardless of where you shop from, regardless of where you sourced. And if you bought those cheap, you ship them to FBA, it was super profitable and super easy for that, for lack of a better way to put it. That version is obviously gone, but online arbitrage itself is very much still alive. It is not dead at all, okay? The difference is that those inefficiencies that I talked about are just smaller and the competition is a lot smarter, okay? Most sellers are now using software. Nobody does it manually anymore. More sellers understand Keepa, so they can see obviously the sales trends, the history on that specific product, and all the data. It's all laid out for them. And more sellers move quickly on deals, whether they're constantly, in the market for it, whether they're getting notified via their email, whether they're checking daily, or they have VAs that are doing it constantly, or if they have software as well. And that means that the margin for error is a lot thinner these days. Now, the first shift that you need to understand if you want to be successful here with online arbitrage in 2026 is sourcing precision, okay? You can't rely on random store flipping anymore. You need structured sourcing methods that are more predictable, okay? So tactical store list, discount stacking, cashback strategies, coupon timing, seasonal awareness, and sales awareness. Arbitrage now rewards strategy over luck and just hustle, okay? The second shift that I've noticed is your ability to read the Amazon product data and then obviously interpret it, keyword there, interpret it, okay, is now a non-negotiable. So looking at a product and seeing a green profit number in a software is not enough. Looking at a product, seeing that green profit number and that it has sales, again, is not enough. You need to analyze everything, okay? Historical price stability, sales rank consistency, buy box rotation, seller count on that specific listing. How many of them are selling FBA versus FBM? Is it profitable? There's so many other things to obviously consider that factor into whether or not that's a good buy and how much you should source of that specific product. What's your estimated sell through and when can you actually recoup that money, right? These are all questions that you need to answer. And obviously, if you don't understand that data deeply, you're going to get stuck with either slow moving inventory or potentially even lose money or have your capital tied up for a long period of time. All right. Which ties me into number 3, which is the shift for capital management, right? FBA storage limits, restock limits, and long-term storage fees are obviously a little bit more now, and they matter so much more here and currently in 2026 than they ever did in the past. So if you overbuy without validating your sell-through rate and your sell-through speed of a specific product, you're going to tie up that capital like I alluded to, and that's obviously going to hurt your growth because that's money that you could have put into new products. This is especially important for new sellers that don't have a ton of cash and they can't afford to have that cash flow tied up because then they're not sourcing new products and obviously they're not scaling and recouping that money and their business isn't growing. Now, if you're drop shipping and you want your sales to actually take off quickly, then you absolutely need to be using something like Zeek Analytics. It's a no-brainer. I've used it to find top performing products for years now. So here is exactly how it works. Now, as you can see, when you log in, there's a number of different options for you. The cool thing about this as well is they have a full hub of tutorials and training. So even if you're a complete beginner to finding products or using product research software or any of the things that they offer within here, they have a full training for it. You just click the tutorials and training tab over here, right? Also, if you hover down on tools, they're all over here on the left as well. But if you just hover down on tools, you can see all the things that they offer. They have a sales tracker. They have a store finder. Why are those things important? Well, if you're tracking a specific product, you can keep an eye on it, monitor it for a few days to a week, and make sure that it is actually doing, good numbers and see everything that is involved with that specific product. So you can make an informed decision and not just guess based on a window in time, but be 100% sure. The store finder, if you're reverse engineering, another competitor, regardless of where you're selling, whether that's Shopify, eBay, Amazon, Etsy, it doesn't matter where the actual store is, right? The same overall strategy always applies, right? You want to reverse engineer a competitor that is doing well, and then take their best products essentially and, not undercut them, but you take a piece of that specific pie and then you get access to those sales and those products, right? The Product Explorer, also they offer a title builder. There's a ton of options here, and I could go through this literally for hours with each individual tool here. I'm personally going to show you the Trending Products tab because that is what everybody is going to use in the beginning, and it is the most easy to get results in a short time period, especially for beginners, right? Also, you can just change your marketplace by clicking up here in the top left and change it if you want a specific marketplace, right? Right now we're on Shopify, so let me show you how it works and why this is advantageous for a number of different reasons, depending on where you're selling. But for example, let's say hypothetically we're selling on TikTok Shop. Well, we could find the top trending products that are selling right now on Shopify, for example, and then bring those specific products to our TikTok Shop or even our Shopify store or our Facebook Marketplace shop, whatever the case is, right? And as you scroll down, it will show you the top trending products in the last 30 days. So there's a lot of different socks, believe it or not. Compression socks, Halloween socks, being that we are in October right now when I'm recording this video. If you scroll down, you'll see more compression socks. You'll see a lot of different options from wedding stuff like veils and things along those lines. This thing is a new toy as well. That's like a child tortoise interactive toy. So you could see right now the revenue here is $2,800 roughly, and it's going up. The sales are 111. And one of the cool things that I like about this personally is you can also analyze the specific store that's selling it. So we'll tell you all the data about that. So if you click Analyze Store, it will literally bring you to that specific store, all their specific products, their top products, their sales, their revenue, when they actually started, the different social media channels that they're selling on, and what those things are, right? Why is this important? Because, for example, if you find a store that's selling well, obviously the first thing that you can do is go down the list here and go after that specific toy, or that's, in this case, that specific product, obviously, right? But another really great thing is you can go back to their store and see maybe that's not their best selling product, right? Maybe overall that's like their third or fourth best selling product. And you can go one step further and find and reverse engineer their top 3 products that you might not have otherwise seen if you didn't click into their store. So that is a really cool thing. So as you can see here in their best sellers and their recently sold, you could just sort it for revenue, you could sort it for sales, and then it will automatically sort that for their best selling product. Now, as you can see, their top revenue product right here is this barbecue machine. Looks like a kebab thing. Their other best-selling product is a sparkling water maker. And then as you get down a little further, this one doesn't even come into play until I don't know what that is, like 10 deep, right? So that's a really cool way that you can also reverse engineer top products from other top sellers that other people using software might not necessarily see, which is ultimately the game changer. And one other thing I want to hit home is the ease of use of this, because you don't need to actually go ahead and search the supplier. It will literally link it to you right away. So if you just click that supplier button on the right, it will take you into a number of different options for this, the price on it, the ROI, a ton of different things. And if you just click as an example on the actual product, it will literally take you to that product. Why is that advantageous? Because you don't have to actually go out and find the supplier, find the specific product. I'm not signed into AliExpress at the specific moment. But as you can see, just off the top of the bat, like if we were selling on, obviously Facebook Marketplace, it doesn't matter. You could list this. Obviously eBay, it wouldn't matter. You could list this. But for example, like if you're selling somewhere like TikTok Shop, where your shipping parameters have to meet a specific deadline, that's extremely important because you want to see what the estimated shipment is, whether this is a US-based supplier, where the actual warehouse is, and a number of different things, right? So as you can see, we are on the 17th. This is estimated delivered from the 24th to the 1st. So this would work for a number of different websites, but it wouldn't really work for TikTok Shop. And that's really important that we know that. So we can just go back and figure out, all right, well, which one of these would ship on time, if we were shipping on TikTok Shop, right? So this is a game changer. Zeek Analytics is probably one of the best tools that you can use for product research, reverse sniping other top sellers, their stores, other top products, and a number of other things. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. This basically shortcuts your product research and gives you a shorter time frame between you and top products, and ultimately gives you all the tools to do smarter product research a lot faster. And believe it or not, the coolest thing about it is they are so confident in what they offer. And trust me, I've been using this for like 5 years, all the way back to when I first started on Facebook Marketplace, dropshipping a while back. And I still use it to this day for a number of different reasons. And you just hop in and kind of see different trends, different products that you might not have otherwise seen if you were looking at other software, or you weren't looking at the specific, trending products on their software for eBay or for Shopify or for whoever. They're so confident, they stand behind their product so much that they are literally offering a $1 trial for a month. So you can try the full software out, not like a shortened snippet version of it, the complete software for just $1 for a full month, right? That's a game changer. So if you want to try it out, you can test drive the power of Zeek Analytics in full to find hot products a lot faster. Just click that first link in the description below, go over, and you can try it out for $1. Game changer. Smart online arbitrage sellers focus on faster inventory turns rather than chasing high ROI percentages on slow items. Now, the fourth shift is competition filtering. You need to understand this as well. Not every profitable product is worth entering. So there was a time, it's 2026 now, I would say probably like 2018, 2019 when I was doing it, and I was doing coupon arbitrage, and then obviously moved into online arbitrage, like on some deal websites where pretty much every product that looked profitable I would buy. That's not the case anymore, right? Jumping onto listings with 10 aggressive sellers is often going to lead to race to the bottom pricing. So you need to understand not just what's profitable, but like I said, all that other data, and then also the history of those other specific sellers on that listing and what you can anticipate their reaction is going to be if you match the buy box, or if you obviously, are going to don't undercut them, but if you did undercut them, what would their reaction be? Because what you can't anticipate is somebody else might get that product, hop on the listing, and then they all race to the bottom, and that's out of your control, right? So you also need a good pricing system that's not going to chase that product down to the bottom, and often a good repricer as well. But all that outlines what I'm trying to say here, and that's that the better move is just finding products with stable demand and manageable seller counts, and obviously that are profitable as well. And sometimes that might mean that there's a slightly lower ROI, but a higher predictability. And in my opinion, predictability is the name of the game for a successful online arbitrage seller here right now. Now, the fifth shift is operational efficiency, okay? Prep centers, shipping costs, and fee awareness, because there's a lot of fees on Amazon now, are absolutely crucial. Amazon fees haven't decreased. They're not decreasing anytime soon, and obviously they're probably only going to continue to increase as the months and the years go on. You can almost bank on that. If you're not calculating net profit after everything, including potential price drops, obviously FBA costs if you're shipping it into there, storage fees, prep center costs, whatever the case is, you need to factor everything in, because often if you're not, your numbers might look better than they actually are, and that's detrimental to your business because you're never actually going to know how profitable you are or aren't, okay? So overall, is online arbitrage actually harder in 2026? Yes, without a doubt, right? But that's a good thing, okay? It's also much more skill-based, and the random deal hunters are going to struggle. And that means that the disciplined operators and those who understand it better can now win even more, because the core principle has not changed. Retail websites still run sales. Brands still misprice items all the time. Demand on Amazon fluctuates, of course, but it's only increasing, and it's through the roof these days. And inefficiencies in the market still exist. That's never changed, okay? They're just smaller, and often they move a lot faster, okay? So if I were starting online arbitrage today, I would focus on building one reliable sourcing system instead of chasing dozens of deal websites completely randomly. I would track my sell-through rate on specific products carefully before actually deciding to buy a certain amount of products on that listing. And I would reinvest my profits into products that move quickly. That way I could really focus on managing my inventory flow, not hunting jackpots, and reinvesting my cash flow back into more products, which will ultimately scale me that much faster. That way, cash flow is not tied up for too long into slow-moving products, and I'm pretty much stuck just waiting for them to sell. Online arbitrage is no longer about finding one magical deal where you can buy a bunch of them and then you made thousands of dollars. That still exists, but it's extremely rare, right? It's more about consistent sourcing, disciplined buying, fast capital rotation and cash flow management, and understanding all the data points based on Keepa, Seller Spread, or whatever you want to use. So no, online arbitrage on Amazon FBA is not dead in 2026. Whoever's saying that obviously just doesn't understand it, or they have an incentive in saying that. But the sloppy impulse buying version where you're trying to hit the jackpot on one specific deal obviously is, okay? The structured, data-driven, margin-aware version where you understand all your numbers, you understand sell-through rate, you understand the data on Keepa for that specific product, that is very much alive, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon, all right? So the sellers that are willing to operate with precision, it's obviously still one of the most accessible and most reliable ways to build an Amazon business and an e-commerce business that puts money in your pocket every single month without creating a product from scratch and obviously having to build a brand. Now, all this is caught in depth in my online arbitrage course. I will drop a $15 discount link to it to access in the description below as a thank you for watching this whole video. In my opinion, and I say this genuinely, it is still one of the best ways to build some initial startup money and learn the ropes on Amazon, but also just e-commerce in general as a beginner. So I cannot recommend it enough. Again, you don't have to go the online arbitrage route, but it's definitely one of the best places to start. Really hope this helps.